Good morning, folks. Today is Wednesday, 8th of June 2022. Today I'm taking this with me. This too I always take, which is my salt craving and my sugar craving. But if you are prepared, then you don't end up eating junks from takeaways or hospital canteen if your particular hospital canteen doesn't provide healthy, nourishing, tasty, uh, hot food or cold food. To be honest, most of the hospital provide kind of same food, and very rarely I go to a hospital canteen and I'm attracted to have it. You know what I mean? Uh, so this is very nutritious in a sense. It has got strawberries, honey, yogurt, and the whitey stuff you're seeing is a whey powder. Whey powder is made from curdled milk, as you know, is one of the purest form of protein that the bodybuilders and gym goers quite avidly consume. It is quite expensive, but you can make it at home. But this is not homemade. My wife bought it, and I'm just finishing the whole packet because she is not eating anymore. And this is my salt craving. These are full of nuts, as you can see, but there are some lentil fry ups as well with good quality oil, so it is good. And this I eat with my afternoon cup of beverage, which is normally not coffee. This is coffee. Normally my coffee I limit to morning. When I wake up, I will have this coffee always, and I will experiment with different brands and types of coffee. Coffee is geography and culture to me, and I'm looking for an auspicious moment to open up this and start testing this, so I can maybe do Monday Guatemala coffee, Tuesday I can have coffee from Sumatra. I mean, every single coffee has it's got its own character. It's not blended, and like this coffee is a blended Italian coffee, whereas the other coffee, okay, I put it back. The other coffee is actually from Peru, Machu Picchu, the brand name. So never take coffee within the first 1 hour, preferably 90 minutes of waking up. Allow your own body's adrenaline and cortisol to wake you up. So this too I always take, but from today I'm taking a third box, and the third box is going to be protein, which can be fish or chicken or egg, and a little bit of fatty omega-3 slimy avocado or some other vegetables. And I'm also taking some pickled gherkins this is from IKEA, I think IKEA. Okay, so that's the third pot, and the reason I'm doing third pot because I'm going into a more intense movement regime. I don't tend to call this exercise, this movement regime. It's called pandiculation exercises, which I have mentioned yesterday. But I'm hoping to give you some good guidance about what is pandiculation. The cats and the dogs, when they wake up, what they do first, that's pandiculation. And we humans are supposed to do it. The cats and dogs, they do at least 50 pandiculations every day, and that's how they keep their joints and muscles and ligaments and fascia, a very important thing, healthy. So basically pandiculation is not passive stretch, it's active stretch. That means you stretch with like active muscle contraction, and it is very relaxing. The closest I can see in terms of me understanding what is pandiculation is Tai Chi. And also there is another martial arts called Kapira. It's like a dance like martial arts. So anything which is got balance and symmetry and flow, and at the same time you are holding a posture and stretching to the limit of it, is called pandiculation. And I think as you grow older, more than strength, you want a painless body, painless joints, painless movements, and also the range of movement. It might not be painless, but you might be limited up to this point. Your wrist is not going all the way down or all the way in. So range of movement and painless range of movement and balance, because people are falling, we tend to lose balance, and the balance center is the cerebellum. And anybody with ADHD, which is 20% of the population, will have less balance in the cerebellum. And cerebellum is also a very good neuroplastic area. And this is also coordinating your emotional control, which is a new knowledge for me. So this is it, pandiculation exercise, which will combine martial arts, dance, and physiological stretching. And also I'm thinking of doing just 5 core basic strength training movement. I do running anyway, so running is for my aerobics, pandiculation is for my joints. Pandiculation, you can also do yoga, because yoga is also same kind of stretching and holding kind of movement like tai chi, but yoga doesn't have the flow in that sense that some people don't find yoga very entertaining. In a sense, it's quite deep. Yoga is not just the postures. Yoga is also breath control, which is another huge thing. So yoga is the complete package, but it takes time to understand the beauty of yoga. That's why I'm going in with the pandiculation first, then I will immigrate to yoga. So that's it. And that's my kind of health and cooking and eating and enjoyment. And this is my other enjoyment. Yesterday I went to a fascinating meeting organized by Jyoti, a new consultant who was in King's before, and they're doing a liver cirrhosis network. So I found this very innovative, because we have been working in Harlow with something called patient monitoring with this DOCCLA kit. So the thing you're looking at is a home monitoring kit. This we are doing in our hospital with this company providing called DOCCLA, the virtual world. And I'm very interested in remotely assisting our patients remotely, ensuring that they are safe and they're getting better. So for liver patients, when they come into hospital decompensated with the liver cirrhosis, they have got ascites, maybe infection, maybe a bit of kidney problem, and then they go home. Because of this chronic condition, when they go home, they are not like 100%, and they are not yet at their baseline. So we need to ensure that they are getting better. And how do you do that? The old model is that you bring them back to clinic and you monitor them. The new model is that you send a team, maybe doctor, maybe nurse, to their home, called patient at home, to monitor them. And this team is led by consultants, doctors, experienced band 6, band 7 nurses. And we're really grateful for this great service that the patient at home team in our hospital provides. And they are now going one step forward with this company called DOCCLA. I think it's a Hertfordshire community initiative that we can monitor patients' blood pressure, temperature, oxygen saturation. And the thing I'm also interested is weight measurement, because patients with ascites, when they go home after a paracentesis in which we remove large volume of water from their tummy fluid, they still have some fluid, and we normally start them on a water tablet, diuretics, spironolactone or furosemide. And we are very interested to know whether their weight is going down nicely, not too much, not too little. We need to measure their urine sodium, that they're actually excreting the sodium, because patients with liver cirrhosis, they hold on to sodium. As a result, they get waterlogged. So when you start them on diuretic, they will have natriuresis, meaning they will excrete natrium, meaning sodium, in their urine, and that only ensure that the water will follow. So you are looking for a spot sodium of more than 40. Otherwise, either the medicine is not working or patient not taking. So measuring the electrolyte levels, the salt level is important. Measuring the body weight is important to monitor. Measuring the salt in the urine is important. Now I'm exploring networking with people. If we can do this at bedside, that will be amazing. Currently, what I think is going to happen, that the nurse who is going to check on them will do the bleeding, the blood tests, and then they will carry to the laboratory. But like many things, like blood sugar, once upon a time we used to take blood sugar to the laboratory, but now blood sugar can be finger prick. And the new generation blood sugar is actually not even a finger prick. You put a small patch, like a nicotine patch on your skin, and then you bring your mobile phone, and I have made a video on that. There's many types of patches like that. That is called continuous glucose monitoring, or CGM. And the patch I used and I made the video is called Freestyle Libra, or Liber. I don't know how to say, the spelling is Libre, I think, but I think there is another from Dexcom. Now, the one I used is not actually CGM. You basically can scan anytime, and it will show the what's the blood sugar, but it is not continuously doing it, but you can do it if you want to. Whereas other machines, new generations, can actually continuously see the up and down of the blood sugar, which is fascinating and gives much better control and understanding of what you eat and what happens to your blood sugar. Is like an instant feedback, like if you're eating a lot of bad food and what happens, and good food and what happens. So that will be fascinating if we can add a blood sugar monitor, particularly if the patient is diabetic. And the other thing is a weighing machine, I believe. Okay, so this is the blood pressure. As I said, this is the pulse oximeter to measure oxygen level. This is the blood pressure machine curve, the batteries, a thermometer, which is probably the least important, because we're not talking about septic patients. However, patient at home looks after a lot of patients who are on antibiotic IV, so it is important for them. And it's got a mobile phone, and I think you have to download an app so that once you activate, so that we can see the readings straight into this machine. And centrally one can monitor, it's called like a kind of news score, and that they are all green rather than amber on red. And on the patch it also says that you can give a weighing scale, and I really love to have that, and a blood sugar kit if a patient is diabetic. And it will be completely complete if we can do some POC, point of care testing. There are many point of care testing that these patients might need, but particularly I'm interested in urine spot sodium, blood potassium, so that we can remotely adjust the dose of diuretic. Let's see, we had a fascinating first meeting yesterday with Addenbrooke's called Liver Cirrhosis Network. I think it was led by the consultant Jyoti, whom I met yesterday for the first time. And it's such a novel, innovative venture, and I think it will really help the liver service and the patient who is suffering from liver disease to get proper attention at proper time, so that we can improve the situation, or at least can stop deterioration and refer to patient for liver transplant much prompter, rather than a lot of delay, which is currently happening. So it's a fascinating network. So let's explore this a bit. Have a lovely day. As I said, good health is not possible without good nutrition and good movement and good mind control and curiosity and study and learning and sharing and connection and compassion and gratitude. So these are all the jigsaw puzzle of a good health. But at the end of the day, don't look for happiness. Try to give happiness if you can, and that's the only way to get happiness. That's what I think. But we are just looking to derive happiness from external sources. It will never come. It may come, but that's more kind of a, like a temporary joy. Anyway, that's my morning musing today. Have a lovely day.